Most big cities in the world have their own Chinatown, but very few of them bring the exuberance and energy of Chinatown in Bangkok. Populated by narrow alleyways, a variety of street food, ingredients, and things for sale which you never really have any clue what they actually are, and a great degree of difficult navigation, the day I spent here was very much one of my most interesting in Bangkok. I ate delicious street food, some of which I still don't know what it was, and I'm going to bring you along with me for the adventure. Chinatown is probably easiest to get to via the Chao Paraya tourist boat, where you can buy a ticket for 30 baht one way. If you get off at the Ratchawangsi Pier, it's only around a 5-minute walk. Once you start to make your way towards Chinatown, you are instantly immersed into the chaos. You can tell that you're there because suddenly the atmosphere changes and there are street vendors and hawker stores everywhere. As someone who had been craving a Boba fix and couldn't find one near where she was staying, when I saw this place I immediately decided I had to get one, and oh my goodness, it was absolutely fantastic. It wasn't even a chain, simply just one store, and I was disappointed I didn't get to try it again in Bangkok. It was a great way to get a little energy boost before immersing myself in Chinatown. Essentially, the game plan for Chinatown was just to wander around, go back and forth between the streets, probably get lost, use Google Maps a few times, and if there was any delicious street food, stop and get it. Almost right away, I saw some crumbed shrimp that were absolutely delicious and I think only cost 30 or 40 baht. I need to be honest and say that in Chinatown you are not going to know where you are going at any given time, so it's best to just stop when you're interested in something and try make your way out later. We tried this delicious pancake for 10 baht. The lady was so lovely and it was filled with custard, crunchy on the outside and absolutely delicious. Chinatown is very, very busy, and even though the streets are incredibly narrow, occasionally you will still find that there are cars or motorbikes driving down them. So you always need to keep an eye out and have a good awareness of what's going on around you, even though with all the activity it can be pretty hard to do. Then we stopped for a classic, some spring rolls, and actually saw some people who were on a tour with a local guide eating at the exact same spot, so we figured we were doing a pretty good job of finding decent street food if there was an actual official tour eating there. Now, Chinatown is kind of cut in two by Yaowarat Road, sorry if I mispronounced it. And so far we had been staying on the south side, but we then decided to cross and go to the north and see what that was like. Once again, the atmosphere completely changed. Here, there was less street food and far more ingredients for sale. Locals were doing their shopping, and honestly, I had zero clue what anything was. I would have loved to buy things, but I also didn't have any clue what anything was and what I was actually supposed to do with it. Through all this hustle and bustle, we managed to find a little square and temple, which was just this place of extreme quiet, solitude and reverence, and it was very funny and a massive change to suddenly be taking from the clamouring, condensed environment and then just dunked in a pool of water where everything went quiet. When we felt we were revived from the chaos, we made our way back in and got a barbecue pork bun, which was absolutely amazing. Even though this footage makes it seem short, we did get lost quite a few times, and also when you're stopping to look at something every 10 seconds, you lose all sense of where you are and also all sense of time. Being in a hectic environment like that definitely drains your energy, so it was then time to take the tourist boat back. However, before we did so, we stopped at the Grand China Mall on the corner, and there was a lovely Thai guy there playing piano, specifically Chopin, and I had a little chat to him and he actually taught himself to play by ear, which is incredibly impressive. And even though the piano was out of tune, he played beautifully, and it was such a wonderful way to finish off the day in Chinatown. I hope you've enjoyed this little insight into my day in Chinatown, and I hope you'll subscribe to join me on the rest of my travels and adventures around the world. Toodles!